Hello everyone, and welcome to my The Bold and the Beautiful News official YouTube channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribers button and give this video a thumbs up. Bold and the Beautiful fans, brace yourselves. The most shocking, tear-drenched, jaw-clenching plot twist of the year is here, and it centers around the heart-wrenching love triangle that never truly dies: Ridge Forrester, Brooke Logan, and Nick Marone. In a stunning turn of events, Brooke decides she's had enough of Ridge's indecision and announces she's leaving Los Angeles, for good, and heading to Italy with her ex-husband, Nick. But just as she boards her private jet, Ridge arrives, breathless, desperate, and broken. And what happens next will leave even the most hardened soap veteran in tears. It all begins with a long-overdue argument between Brooke and Ridge at the Forrester mansion. She's tired of being second best, tired of being caught in the crossfire between Taylor and Steffi, tired of Ridge's inability to truly choose her. While Ridge works late nights at Forrester Creations, Brooke has been having quiet conversations with someone from her past, Nick Marone. Yes, that Nick. The man who once promised her the world, the one man who never hesitated to put her first. When Brooke confesses that she's going to Italy with Nick, Ridge thinks it's a bluff, until she pulls out the plane tickets. Ridge goes to Taylor, trying to make sense of his emotions. Taylor encourages him to let Brooke go if he can't commit. But Ridge realizes too late, he does love Brooke. He's always loved her. But his silence has cost him everything. Meanwhile, Nick prepares the yacht in Positano, sending photos to Brooke of their old haunts. He's not pressuring her, just reminding her what life could be like away from all the drama. Hope and RJ confront Brooke. Are you really running away? Hope asks. Brooke's eyes say everything. I'm done waiting, she whispers. Brooke packs her bags. The Logan estate is quiet. Katie begs her to reconsider. Donna weeps. Even Eric looks concerned. But Brooke is resolute. She's tired of Ridge picking her only when Taylor isn't around. She kisses Hope goodbye, hugs RJ, and says, "This isn't goodbye forever. But I need to find peace." Meanwhile, Ridge finds out the truth about Nick's invitation. He's offered Brooke a house in Florence and a fresh start. "You'll never have to fight for love again," Nick tells her in a voicemail. Ridge feels the walls closing in. He rushes to Brooke's house, but she's already gone. At the Forrester jet hangar, Brooke steps into the luxury aircraft, still uncertain. Flashbacks fill her mind, her wedding to Ridge, their laughter, their many heartbreaking reunions. But just as the pilot prepares for takeoff, Ridge arrives in a frenzy. He's breathless, shouting her name. Security tries to hold him back, but Brooke hears his voice. She exits the jet. The scene is pure bold and beautiful drama: wind, tears, unresolved tension. "Don't go," Ridge pleads. "Brooke, please, don't leave me again." Brooke is stunned. "Now you beg me? Now, when I've finally chosen myself?" Ridge falls to his knees. "You're my Logan. I've made mistakes, so many, but I can't breathe without you." Brooke breaks. "Then why didn't you fight for me before?" Ridge's voice cracks. "Because I was scared. Of Taylor. Of our history. Of losing you again." Brooke wipes a tear. "You already did." And then, the moment fans will never forget, Ridge kisses the ground in front of her. "Don't go to Italy. Don't start a new life without me." Back in Florence, Nick waits. He senses she won't come, but holds on to hope. Meanwhile, Brooke retreats to her jet's cabin, heart pounding. She replays Ridge's words in her mind. She's torn. When she calls Nick, she tells him the truth. "I don't know if I can do this." Nick is quiet. "I just want you to be happy, Brooke. Even if it's not with me." His voice breaks. "But if you come here, I'll never let you cry again." Ridge returns to the Forrester estate, devastated. He believes he lost her. Taylor finds him at the fireplace and offers unexpected comfort. "Maybe you were too late," she says. But Ridge can't shake the feeling. RJ and Hope confront him. You've broken her heart too many times. Even Eric lays into him. You had her love in your hands, and you crushed it. Ridge breaks down. I never stopped loving her. I just didn't know how to show it. A week later, Florence. Nick receives a letter, Brooke's handwriting. He opens it slowly. Dear Nick, you were always my safe place. But Ridge is my chaos, and I love him, even if it kills me. Back in LA, Ridge gets a call. It's the pilot. She canceled the flight. He races to the beach house. And there she is. Brooke Logan. Standing in the doorway. Tears falling. I couldn't leave, she says. Because part of me would have always stayed with you. The reunion is quiet. Painful. Honest. Brooke and Ridge sit under the stars. This doesn't fix everything, she says. You still have to prove that I'm not your second choice. Ridge nods. I will. Every day. For the rest of my life. They embrace, but there's no music swell. No kiss. Just two people, scarred and clinging to hope. Back in Florence, Nick watches the sunset alone. He deletes her number but keeps her letter. In the following weeks, Ridge makes good on his promise. He rejects Taylor's calls. He shows up at Brooke's office with coffee, not flowers. He defends her at Forrester meetings. And when a reporter asks if he's back with Brooke, he simply says, I never really left her. Brooke starts smiling again. Slowly. Tentatively. And one night, after a long day, Ridge cooks her dinner and reads her old poetry. They don't sleep together. Not yet. But she falls asleep in his arms. The last line of the episode? Brooke whispers, maybe I didn't need Italy after all. Maybe I just needed you to catch me, before I flew away. And that, dear Bold and the beautiful fans, is how one desperate man on his knees changed the course of two hearts. Ridge's plea at the airport wasn't just a grand romantic gesture, it was a turning point in a 30-year saga of love, loss, and legacy. But will Brooke regret not going with Nick? Is this reunion real, or just another storm before the inevitable fallout? And how long until Taylor fights back? Bold and the beautiful spoilers for June 30th to July 4th, 2025. Ridge Forrester is engaged and Brooke Logan is embracing Nick Marone. And as we do on early edition day, we start with what's coming the rest of this week. Also, please be apprehensive, we've formally had one news appropriation this week. Over the rest of this week and conceivably into coming week, there could be further news usurpations because of what's going on in the Middle East. So, just be apprehensive of that. And if they end up raising a rehearsal, also you may want to turn around and cancel that from your DVR, or differently it may not record duly. Bold and beautiful spoilers Brooke's romantic dilemma and Katie's advice. So, with that in mind, Wednesday, June 25th, Brooke gets roughly well-meaning advice from her little family Katie Logan about her romantic dilemma. Of course, she's still convinced Ridge is her fortune. But there's also veritably handsome Nick. So, Katie may tell Brooke that she should consider Nick and whether he's worth her time since Ridge seems to be sticking with Taylor Hayes. But Brooke, of course, insists that Taylor and Ridge both know that what they've isn't real. I suppose Brooke is kidding herself on that front. Taylor is absolutely convinced that what she has with Ridge is real. Now, Brooke may be a little more right about Ridge, however, but I suppose her perception of this is going to change soon. Because of what goes down at Il Giardino this week. Will Spencer's risky plan entrapping Luna on Bold and Beautiful? Meanwhile, Will Spencer is using himself as bait to try and shut down Luna Nozawa and help her from poking in their lives ever again. And will pledge as Elector Forrester he can handle Luna. He wouldn't be in peril. Baker gives Will a camo camera to plant at Luna's. And of course, everybody's kind of bothered that Will is going to be caught doing that. And he's also getting all wired up with a mic to record Luna on Bold and the Beautiful. But she's going to be trying to rip his clothes off. And they've this big girth and this giant microphone on him. It's just I don't know if they went and bought this at, intelligencers are US or commodity. But it's not small outfit. So, Will is going to tell Steffi Forrester, Finn, Elektra, and Baker that he's got to fix what Bill Spencer meddled up by getting Luna amnesty. And Will thinks it's on him to shoot Luna back to captivity. Bold and beautiful Sheila worries about Luna. Meanwhile, Sheila Carter thinks that Luna should be skeptical about Will's unforeseen 180 on seeing her and wanting to be with her. So, he heads over to Luna's and, all this talk about breaking up with Elektra, and he's letting Luna kiss him, and he's going to be questioning her, and he's trying to bait her into some kind of concession that could shoot her back to captivity. And again, I don't know how Baker would have gotten a leave. She has done nothing. She's broken no laws. She's just been a little creepy. But flashback, Sheila got off on the ruse charge, and this seems just as sloppy. Steffi and Finn are nervous as they stay to see if Will is going to get results with this little scheme with Luna. Taylor's offer and Ridge's answer. Bold and beautiful spoilers also. Taylor is at Il Giardino with Ridge. And she's telling Ridge that they partake so important. There's love, there's passion, and there's no reason to stay on what they both want. So, Taylor proposes. She has a ring for him to put on her cutlet, and she wants Ridge to say that he wants to be her hubby as a veritably agitated Nick sits hard, wiretapping on them. And of course, he wants Ridge to say yes because he wants Brooke, and he knows that if Ridge gets engaged to Taylor, it could eventually break any moping attachment that she has to the man. Also on Thursday, June 26th, Taylor and Ridge enjoy being a recently engaged couple. He gives Taylor his answer and it looks like it's a yeah, and she's got a ring on her cutlet. I don't know if Taylor Hayes bought it herself or it's reclaimed from a once engagement with Ridge. Because if you flash back, Taylor and Ridge were engaged, and also their everything fell piecemeal at the balcony. Because of the reveal that Thomas Forrester had faked that CBS call. But they've been married more than formerly. So she should have a many rings in her jewelry box from the man. So perhaps she's recovering one. Meanwhile, Nick hears all this. He's going to run off racing over to Forrester Creation to tell Brooke what he saw. Nick is going to tell Brooke that Taylor proposed. But it wouldn't be until Friday's occasion that Nick reveals the answer that Ridge gave to Taylor. Elektra, meanwhile, is really icked out watching Will and Luna kiss as Will tries to get Luna to confess on camera. Friday cliffhanger. Brooke's response and Luna's escape. On Bold and Beautiful Friday, June 27th, we've got Brooke absolutely stunned by this news update from Nick. So, over at Forrester Creations, he's going to tell Brooke about Taylor's offer. This is a carryover from Thursday's occasion, and he's going to tell her that Ridge said yes, and this may be the drive that Brooke needs to move forward with Nick. I suppose they're going to end up hooking up soon. We'll see. Will's plan to trap Luna hits a hitch. She realizes Grandma Sheila was right and she shouldn't have believed this. So effects are surely going to go sideways for Will when Luna realizes he's setting her up. Now I do wonder if Will gets commodity good on camera from Luna. Because she's going to be on the run the following week. So the big thing is I suppose she's going to freak out when she realizes he set her up. Also this week, Sheila Carter is telling Deacon Sharp that she thinks Will is setting up Luna just like Bill set her up. And Sheila says it's like father like son. So she may not be surprised when she gets a call from Luna. Bold and Beautiful spoilers. Luna on the run and Taylor's marriage plans the week of June 30th through July 4th. Now that Will has, mugged Luna and recorded her, she's going on the run. So it sounds like he might have got commodity good. And I suppose she's going to do some bad effects on the way out of city. And I do wonder if Luna will get down or get caught. Lisa Yamada is leaving to go work on her Amazon Prime Video series. Whether it's a short-term exit or an endless exit remains to be seen. Again, this seems like ruse. I don't indeed know how they gotta leave. And I do worry that Luna is going to go after Steffi or Hayes Forrester Finnegan before she leaves city. I also wonder if Sheila is going to help Luna get out of city or wash her hands of her. I feel like she may reach out to Grandma Sheila and tell her about Will's treason. And Sheila may feel compelled to help Luna. Because she knows what it feels like to be betrayed like this by a Spencer man. Bold and Beautiful spoilers. Taylor's planning her marriage. Taylor gets busy planning her marriage to Ridge. You know, Taylor's not going to let any lawn grow under her bases. She wants to lock that man down, tie the knot with Ridge ASAP. So, Ridge Forrester is going to have to go and face Brooke and admit that he's engaged, and that's going to be problematic. I suppose Brooke's going to tell Ridge, call off the engagement. I know that you don't want to marry her. You want me. You know, just like when Brooke tells him, it's time for you to come home. And also Ridge lodgings in his heels and he doesn't come home. And I suppose when Ridge confirms he's going to marry Taylor, that's when Brooke is going to take a vault of faith with Nick as heartache settles in. Also, we may or may not get a new occasion on July 4th. So last time, 2024, it was a new occasion. The time before 2023, it was a rehearsal. Just be prepared, however, cancel it from your DVR so you don't miss the Monday, July 7th occasion, if it's a rehearsal. Again, also, there could be further news usurpations if this bombing stuff continues. Because we're formally pushed out one day this week. That means at the end of Friday's occasion, you won't see a daily promo. That's going to be pushed to Monday as well. Summer fireworks are lighting up Los Angeles early, and not just for the 4th of July. On the Bold and the Beautiful, the week of June 30th to July 4th, 2025 will be remembered as the week everything changed, forever. Ridge Forrester shocked fans by accepting Taylor Hayes' surprise proposal, while Brooke Logan's world crumbled, only to find a surprising shoulder to lean on in Nick Marone. But that's not all. While romantic tremors shake the Forresters and Logans, a far more explosive trap is being laid. Will Spencer's risky undercover sting operation to take down Luna Nozawa reaches a boiling point? What starts as a seductive setup may end in bloodshed, or worse. With news preemptions shaking up schedules and possibly reruns airing due to breaking coverage in the Middle East, fans must stay alert, because if you blink, you'll miss the biggest plot twist of the year. Will you marry me? Taylor's bold proposal stuns Ridge and Nick. The week begins at Il Giardino, a place of passion, pasta, and pivotal life decisions. Taylor Hayes, radiant and determined, drops to one knee and presents an engagement ring to Ridge Forrester. Her voice is unwavering as she declares, "Ridge, I love you. We have a family. Let's finish what we started. Marry me." Ridge, at first stunned, recalls their past in St. Thomas, when he had to prove his love. But now the tables are turned. Taylor is the one making the grand gesture. And watching from the shadows? None other than Nick Marone, sipping wine and pursing his lips. He's eavesdropping with glee, hoping Ridge says yes, because the minute he does, Brooke might finally give up and turn to him. Spoiler alert, Ridge says yes. The ring slides onto Taylor's finger, and the pair kiss under the soft lighting of Il Giardino. The restaurant applauds, but back in Beverly Hills, hearts are about to break. Brooke's breakdown, and Katie's tough love. Over at Forrester Creations, Brooke Logan is reeling from her sister Katie's warning, "Ridge is committed to Taylor, Brooke. Maybe it's time you moved on." Brooke refuses. She believes Ridge is still her destiny, that he'll come to his senses. Taylor's just the rebound. "He always comes back to me," she says, almost to convince herself. Katie gently suggests the unthinkable, "What about Nick?" This stops Brooke in her tracks. Nick, her former flame, her confidant. He's stable, strong, and he doesn't waffle like Ridge. Could he be the man she's truly meant to be with? She's not ready to admit it, yet. But Katie's words stick with her. Especially after Nick bursts in later in the week to drop a bomb, Ridge is engaged to Taylor. Will Spencer's sting operation, the dangerous game begins. Meanwhile, in the other front burning down Los Angeles, Will Spencer is preparing to risk everything. He suits up with a hidden mic and a lipstick camera, and yes, it looks more suited for a 2000 spy comedy than a modern sting, but it's the best Chief Baker can manage. Will's target? Luna Nozawa, who's been spiraling out of control since her pardon and obsession with the Forrester-Spencer family. Steffi, Finn, and Elektra are nervous wrecks watching Will walk into the lion's den. Sheila Carter, Luna's grandmother, isn't thrilled either. She warns Luna, "Be careful. That boy's not acting right. And yet, Luna lets Will in. She flirts. She kisses. She confesses. And she's armed. Literally. There's a gun in her drawer. But the most dangerous weapon in the room? The truth Luna is hiding, and the ones Will is about to uncover. Taylor's wedding plans and Brooke's ultimatum. While Will plays spy, Taylor kicks into full wedding planner mode. No time to waste, she wants Ridge walking down the aisle in record time. But Ridge has to tell Brooke. And when he does, her reaction is seismic. You don't want her, Brooke insists. You want me. Ridge, feeling the weight of his past, wavers. But Taylor's engagement ring glitters like a reminder of the promise he made. Still, Brooke isn't finished. She makes one final plea, the same one fans have heard for years, come home to me. And when Ridge doesn't, Brooke turns around and does the unthinkable. Brooke embraces Nick, a new beginning? Nick Marone has been waiting in the wings, and now, the door is open. Brooke, reeling from the shock of Ridge's engagement, finally collapses into his arms. Tears fall, words tumble out, and one kiss leads to another. Yes, folks, Brooke and Nick share a passionate embrace that sets social media ablaze. Has she finally moved on from Ridge? Could this be the start of something real? Luna turns the tables, and goes on the run. Back at Luna's place, the sting operation begins to unravel. She realizes something's off. Will's questions are too pointed. His body language is nervous. His compliments sound rehearsed. And then it hits her, she's being set up. She lunges for the drawer, and pulls out the gun. But before anything can escalate, she sees herself in the mirror, and breaks down. You lied to me, she whispers. You all lied to me. Luna storms out, leaving Will shaken and Elektra sobbing at the Cliff House. Next stop, full escape mode. Luna's on the run, and she's not going quietly. Sheila makes a choice. Furious and betrayed, Luna turns to her only remaining ally, Grandma Sheila. You were right, Luna admits. He played me. Sheila's instincts kick in. Part of her wants to cut ties, Luna's dangerous, unpredictable. But another part remembers all too well what it's like to be set up by a Spencer man. Pack your things, Sheila growls. We're getting you out of town. But can Sheila really help? Or is this the beginning of the end for both of them? Cliffhanger Friday, fireworks and fallout. As Friday approaches, tensions explode. Brooke is stunned by Nick's report of the engagement and leans into a romantic embrace. Taylor is planning her wedding, blissfully unaware of the storm heading her way. Ridge is caught between his promises and his past. Luna is gone, and Baker fears she'll strike before she disappears for good. Sheila gears up to help her granddaughter vanish without a trace. Deacon is drawn into the chaos, as Sheila tells him Will's just like his father. And just when fans think they've caught their breath, a final scene shows Luna outside the Forrester mansion, watching Hayes through a window. Is this her final goodbye, or the calm before an unspeakable act? Holiday interruptions and week ahead teases. Heads up, viewers, due to breaking news coverage in the Middle East, there may be preemptions this week or next. Already one episode has been delayed, and if a rerun airs July 4th, be sure to delete it from your DVR to avoid missing fresh content on July 7th. We're told Lisa Yamada, Luna, is leaving the show temporarily to film an Amazon Prime series, but whether this is a short break or a full exit is TBD. What's clear is that next week, the bold and the beautiful will not slow down. Will confesses everything to his father Bill. Brooke and Nick's romance heats up. Taylor faces Ridge's hesitation. Luna may attempt one last, desperate act. The bold and the beautiful at war with itself. This 4th of July, the fireworks aren't just in the sky, they're blasting across the Los Angeles fashion scene.